Okay, next extract. Comrades, he cried, you do not imagine, I hope, that we pigs are doing this in a spirit of selfishness and privilege. Many of us actually dislike milk and apples. I dislike them myself. Our sole object in taking these things is to preserve our health. Milk and apples, this has been proved by science, comrades, contain substances absolutely necessary to the well-being of a pig. We pigs are brain workers. The whole management and organisation of this farm depend on us. Day and night we are watching over your welfare. It is for your sake that we drink that milk and eat those apples. Do you know what would happen if we pigs failed in our duty? Jones would come back. Yes, Jones would come back. Again, you should know who the speaker is. Clearly the speaker is Squealer. So, again, let's give ourselves a question, general question, just so we can focus our answer in terms of analysing language. So, what techniques does Squealer use in the above speech? Let's return to the speech. So, once again, if we are breaking down George Orwell's use of language, I would begin with the direct pronoun. The direct pronoun is obviously something directed at you. So, you do not imagine, I hope, that we pigs. Squealer often uses the direct pronoun you as a form of guilt. It makes the animals feel guilty, as if the pigs are working for their best interests. So once again, you do not imagine, I hope, that we pigs are doing this in a spirit of selfishness and privilege, will make the rest of the animals feel guilty about the work that the pigs are putting in on their behalf, or so they think. From that we can go once again into the inclusive pronouns. As I said earlier, the inclusive pronouns are used a lot by Squealer, Napoleon, Old Major, Snowball. And once again sets up this feeling of a team. They're all in it together. However, there's a difference. You see, when Old Major uses the inclusive pronoun, it is genuinely as a we. You know, we must rebel against Mr. Jones. We are stronger as a team kind of thought. However, when Squealer uses it, it separates the pigs from the rest of the animals, if you look closely. We pigs. Many of us actually dislike milk. It is used to preserve our health. It isolates the pigs from the rest of the animals, therefore showing the fact that they class themselves as the upper class, if you like, which is mentioned at the end when in chapter 10 when they're talking to the humans, and one of the humans says, "Oh, your lower animals are like our lower classes." Okay. It might not be language per se, but the fact that it's written in italics is a technique used by George Orwell on purpose. Now, it indicates a change in Squealer's tone of voice, and once again, it twists the truth to make the animals feel guilty. Remember, Squealer represents the propagandist side of Russia, doesn't he, in terms of the context of the novel? So if you look back at the sentence, it is for your sake that we drink that milk and eat those apples. See it again, look. It is for your sake that we drink. The fact that it's in italics once again is on purpose by George Orwell to emphasise the fact that Squealer is making the other animals feel guilty. You know, oh wait, we drink the milk and the apples that we don't really like for you. We're doing it for your benefit. Okay. We move on. Rhetorical questions. Another key language device used by Old Major in chapter 1 by Squealer. Squealer often questions the animals because this form of question, once again, brings up the feeling of fear, and the pigs use fear a lot to make the animals agree with them. You do not imagine, I hope, that we pigs are doing this in a spirit of selfishness and privilege. Do you know what would happen if we pigs failed in our duty? Jones would come back. So rhetorical questions, once again, it gets the animals thinking about their lives and questioning themselves. Obviously the questions that Squealer uses are ones of guilt that make the animals feel guilty about what they think. And once again, the last rhetorical question there is once again playing on the idea of fear. They are scared that Mr. Jones will come back. They don't want Mr. Jones to come back because they have been brainwashed into believing that the life they live with the pigs in control is better than that of Mr. Jones. The irony being, obviously, is that it's no different, if not worse. Speaking about irony, you must not forget that one of George Orwell's key techniques is irony. Irony, remember, is when the reader knows something the animals do not. It happens from the beginning of the novel all the way through the end. We are always one step ahead. We know why the rules have been changed. We know the rules are being changed. The animals are too uneducated and scared to see that the rules are being changed. So if you look in this extract, you do not imagine, I hope, that we pigs are doing this in a spirit of selfishness and privilege is ironic, because actually they are doing it in a vein of privilege. They are giving themselves the milk and the apples. The whole management and organisation of the farm depends on us. We are watching over your welfare. Once again, ironic, because are they really watching over the animals' welfare? Or in fact, are they just watching over their own? And another absolutely massive technique used by George Orwell is doublespeak. Remember, doublespeak was actually invented by George Orwell himself, and it is a language technique whereby advertisers and governments use lies to twist the truth. Key example in this extract: this has been proved by science. So, to get the animals to believe that the pigs need the milk and apples, Squeal says that scientists have proved it. This is doublespeak because obviously it is total lies, but if you think about uneducated animals, they will believe that scientists have proven it. So once again, going along with what the pigs have said.